Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today's video is on the Dream Yard. This is the most highly detailed map I've ever seen in Descenders. Visually it is very nice looking. I really like what they've done with using the panels as, wooden panels, because it hides the fact that it is a tiled texture, and there is obviously the odd one with a replaced texture on it, like as you can see on the left on that one, that's like a more of a, brighter wood colour. But it is a very nice map. I'm not a super big fan of the dirt jump section. It rides a bit weird. You have to moon jump literally every single one to be able to ride it a bit nice. And the first, after the first ramp, there's one that kicks you off to the side. I might be wrong, it might just be the first ramp straight away. It sort of kicks you off to the side and it's kind of hard to land in. Which is a bit of an issue, but I personally don't like riding the dirt jumps because it's just jump after jump, and this sort of bowl area sort of thing, or whatever you want to call it, is ridiculously good. This is like a copy of Pat Casey's garden or whatever. I don't know who that is. He's probably some mountain biking bloke. I don't follow mountain biking whatsoever, so I wouldn't know. But this bit here, where the boards are ripped up and you can see the support beams, that is such a nice detail that could have just not been in the map, but it makes the map look so much nicer and so much more like it's being worked on. And I really love that attention to detail because it makes the map just so much better, especially when we get maps where it is genuinely people just opening Unity and using the standard assets that Descenders gives you and calling in it a map, and it really isn't, because you put no effort into it whatsoever. This has had some serious work going into it, as you can just tell by the outside environment. It literally changes up a few times. Around here, yeah, it's all sandy and whatnot, but on the other side it looks like some golf course or something. It's got a little bunker and stuff there. It's really nice. Honestly, this is such a good map, and definitely recommend if you are on PC and have the mod browser, definitely download this, because I believe this will be mod of the year. Nothing comes close to a map being this good. This literally rivals Stoker with its attention to detail as well. I mentioned that when the Stoker 3.0 came out with the little cut down trees, I thought that was such a nice detail, but this map is insanely good and it is very fun to ride. We definitely need this on console. I know it might be a bit of a difficult port because obviously there's so much detail and so much stuff going on. Optimizing this might be a pain in the arse, but if we get it done, a lot of people are going to enjoy this, because this is the skate park map that I've been asking for. I know it's not technically a skate park or whatever, but it rides like one and it's very fun, and you can literally just ride it for hours because there's so much random stuff you can transfer between in that little bowl area. It is so good. This half pipe here is really well made. It actually has the correct amount of vert that it doesn't chuck you out and makes you land on the deck and above. It literally lets you ride and do tricks every single time. The one in the spawn or in the lobby, people have struggled in riding that, but this is ridiculously easy. Everyone can ride this, and even though it's oh yeah, jump out, do one trick and then come back in, because Descenders doesn't have that mad amount of trick sort of stuff, it still is very nice. And off to the left here, as you can see, all of the little pallets of wood that are there to create a path to go back up to the house. Unnecessary detail, but I really appreciate that it's there because it just looks so much nicer. All of this little detail that has gone into making this just makes this map 1,000 times better, and if they have to remove it to port it to console, it's going to be a bit sad, but I definitely think it's worth it. Right, now this pool here rides like how a real swimming pool would in the real world, because it's horrendously sharp transition between the actual vert and the floor. The pools aren't built like a half pipe. It's not some smooth ass curve that you're going to be riding 90% of the time. It is going to be some sharp sort of little curve on the bottom that you can sort of ride, but it's not really meant for it because it is a swimming pool for first use. It's not meant to be some little half pipe bowl sort of thing. it will be extremely sharp. Every swimming pool that I've been in and felt the bottom of the pool, it feels exactly like this, and this is exactly how I imagine it would be to ride this pool. It kicks you out crazy high, and the transition is unbelievably not smooth whatsoever, but you can still ride it really well. It's like got that sense of realism, like the pool is meant to be a pool, and the fact that you can just ride it anyway is so good because it just rides really fluidly. I would really like to be able to gap over that little, like, I guess, hot tub section. I'm not sure, but it actually is. It's really hard to like gap over that little jump. You could probably do it if you tried enough. It's just not the smoothest because it launches you into the back pool, is the original calculation for the jump for some reason. So it would be nice if you could jump across that. Literally just a personal preference because of the amount of times that you have to do that in Skate 2 is unreal. Gapping over those sort of things. This area here, this little back piece, is very nice. I'm not sure which way you're meant to ride it because it rides really well both ways, and this is a step up, so I'm guessing you're meant to ride it this way. I'm not really sure, but it's still very nice. This whole pool section, I didn't really mention it when I first started, is really good. It's so fluid that it's just like insanely good to ride. I was just going off to the left here just to see if you could ride it this way. I'm not sure if you are, because this bit here is ridiculously steep to transition into, and I am just crashing into this wall because I'm just trying to get a tyre tap on it, and I ended up getting it in a bit later. But yeah, this map is insanely good, and it is definitely recommended download, because if you don't play this, you are severely missing out, because this is honestly one of the best maps that have come out in a very, very long time. It is just so unique, and not many people obviously attempt at making skate parks in this game because there is very, very little amounts of them, and when they do, a lot of the people put a lot of effort into it, and it rides so nicely and it looks so good. So I definitely 100% give this a download because you're missing out if you're not. Yeah, there's the tyre tap that I wanted. I just love the detail. I keep mentioning this, but it is ridiculously nice. Like, off to the left, as you can see, there's like a little foresty area, and then it transfers into sort of a desert, and that doesn't need to be like that. It could have been desert all the way around, or you could have just left it and had no terrain whatsoever around the outside, and it could have just been the fence and then a complete void. And it isn't like that, and that's amazing, and I think that's such a great little thing that people obviously don't think about, but it definitely makes it a lot more nicer to ride. If it wasn't there, it would definitely feel like the map was a lot worse. I don't know what it is, it just like, it cuts off your sense of realism. Even though this game isn't real whatsoever, it still feels really good, and I really, really enjoy this map. And honestly, I just kept riding this because it was fun. It's definitely hard to ride the first time, and some things feel like they're not really built for the hardtail, but the hardtail rides it pretty well. A lot of this transition stuff really does work. Sometimes you overshoot it, yeah, that's fair enough, but you can still keep in the bowl and it's completely fine. Just try and keep your speed down is probably the best thing. The faster you're going, the more likely you're going to overshoot everything. And I definitely recommend that you just give this a go, because if you don't, you're severely missing out, and I would definitely recommend that you should. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you a lot later. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you to my members, Mr. Price Green, Nil Stu, and Harry VFX. Thank you very much for that. And if you'd like to be a member, the join button is down below. You just get a shout out at the end of the video, Discord role and whatnot, yeah, and you get priority in streams and whatnot. But yeah, I'll see you a lot later. Have a good rest of your evening and or day, whatever you're doing. Goodbye.